Hey everyone, Garbage here. So, as you know, I've been working on my video game for a while now, and I've talked about various parts of the game development process, but there is one thing that I haven't talked about yet that people constantly ask me about, and it's time to finally address it. But before we get to that, I first want to show off some of the progress I've made recently. The main thing I focused on was the looting system for my game. In previous videos, I've shown various iterations of the inventory and how its development is coming along, and I'm still figuring out the best way to do it, but the user interface isn't what's important here. What's important is what you do with the loot once you have it. Other than using it, one of the things you can do in my game is take your loot to various drop zones on the map and turn them in for points, which show up on your scoreboard. And there will be various gameplay elements related to accumulating these points. I've wanted to have some extraction shootery elements in the game since the very beginning, and this is one of those things, though it is not an extraction shooter, but we'll talk more about that in the future. In other news, I've been trying out a map editor called Trench Broom to help make the map making process a little more efficient. It's designed for making maps in Quake, but there's a plugin called Godot which allows you to use it in Godot, the game engine that I use. It's kind of a quirky tool. You can pretty much drag and drop map geometry without too much hassle, and I'm really not used to the workflow compared to something like Blender, but I'm giving it a chance to see if I can get some decent results out of it. If not, I'll just go back to using Blender. It's really not that big a deal. I've also made some improvements to the procedural animation system for the in-game characters. It still needs a lot of work, but it's definitely a big improvement over the last version, so I'm pretty happy about that. Some of you asked why I would even go through the trouble of doing this, because it is pretty complicated, and it's because I just really don't like animating, especially in Blender where nothing seems to work the way I want it to. Programming the animation in code just makes a lot more sense to me. It's either that or have all of my characters T-pose around the map like it's Cyberpunk 2077 on launch day, and so I'd say it's a worthy endeavor. But now let's get back to the main topic of the video, which is the thing that I've been keeping a secret all this time, and that thing is the name of the game. And to be honest, I hadn't put much thought into what I want to call it, but I want to go with something kind of silly, and so I'm thinking about calling it Booty Blastin'. No, I will not be explaining why in this video. You'll just have to wait for more context. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments what you think about this very cool and serious name and whether or not I should keep it. Like, subscribe, and bell. Links to all my stuff in the description. And as always, have a nice day.